Hello, dear children. Good morning. Children, I am going to start with the new lesson today, and the name of your lesson is Our Forests and Wildlife Resources. Okay, so before going to start the lesson, I am asking you the question, what are resources, children? What do you mean by resources? Resources are nothing but a source of supply. It might be material, things, or anything. It's a source of supply. We call them as resources. Okay, so in today's class we are going to start your new lesson, Our Forest and Wildlife Resources. Before going to start the lesson, once look at the warm-up part. Have you ever been to a forest or heard stories about it? Based on your experience, answer the questions below. So, yes, children, we probably we went to the forest areas like in Hyderabad, we have Medak. So, and in Vizag, we have Araku even. We have some forest areas, and in Rayalaseema, we can find Nallamala forest, right? We can travel by it at least, right? So we have experienced them. See, based on your experience, answer the questions below. You have to answer to these questions, children. See the first question. Was the forest different from your home? In what ways? Will the forest differs from your home? For example, in forest we cannot find large buildings and all this, right? But at our home we can find so many. We have so many things to get, but whereas in forest we don't have. So in this way, you have to answer to this question. Was the forest different from your home? In what ways? Second question is, name some animals and trees that were there in the forest. There are so many animals and trees in the forest, and you have to name some of them. Okay. And the third question, do you see anybody cutting trees or hunting animals? So, have you seen anybody cutting trees or hunting animals in the forest? If yes, you can. So, you have to do this part. And in this chapter, we are going to learn forest around us, types of forest, uses of forest, initiatives for forest and wildlife conservation in India. See this, children. Forest around us. Forest is a gift of nature to us and is classified as a natural resource. So, forest is a gift of nature. It's a gift of God to us. And this is not a man-made resource. This is a natural resource. Usually, a forest is a large area of land covered with trees. It is also home to many birds and animals. Yes, we can say forest when we see the huge trees and a thick crowd of trees. We can come to know it's a forest. Usually, a forest is a large area and covered with plants and trees, and there lives birds and animals. So the forest is a home to many birds and animals. At present, forests cover more than one-fifth of our country's total land area. So our countries. So in India, one-fifth of our country is covered with forest. They give us many useful things. Forests will give us many things that are useful in our lives. Let us see. Uses of forest. So, what are the uses of forest? See, children. Plants and trees give living beings oxygen to breathe. Yes, plants and trees releases oxygen and we breathe that oxygen. Without oxygen we cannot breathe, we cannot survive. So, plants and trees give living beings oxygen to breathe. The roots, the roots of trees bind the soil and prevent soil erosions. So, the roots of these plants and trees will bind this soil. What do you mean by binding? Means tightly together. So, we can prevent soil erosion in this way. So, in this way, forests are useful for us. And next one, forests improve the quality of soil and also promote rainfall. Yes, these forests, due to trees and plants, they improve the quality of soil and also promote rainfall. Forests provide us with fruits and vegetables, medicines obtained from different parts of plants and trees, fodder for animals, wood for cooking, timber for building houses, furniture, making mastics and paper. So forest will give us fruits and vegetables. So we will get fruits and vegetables from trees and plants. And medicines, we will prepare some medicines by using tree branches, right children, and leaves also. So medicines obtained from different parts of plants and trees. Fodder for animals, so these vegetables and fruits will help to feed food for some of the animals who lives in the forest. And wood for cooking, and we use the trees or plants wood for cooking purpose, timber for building houses, furniture, making mastics and paper. In this way we will forests are very useful for us. And next one, they provide shelter to many birds and animals. Yes, these plants and trees will provide shelter to many birds and animals which live in the forest. Now, types of forest. So we have some types of forest here. This is our Indian map, and we can see the type of vegetation here. Let us see. The part which we can see in the light green, this is a deciduous forest. So in India we have mostly deciduous forest, and the dark green part shows evergreen forest. Here in the east part we can see the evergreen forest, right? And the brown color shows mountain forest, the forests that are near to the mountains or on the mountains. So this part shows the mountain forest, whereas the cream color shows thorny and scrub forest. This shows the thorny and scrub forest. And the blue color shows tidal forest. See, here we can find some blue color. These are the tidal forest. Okay, turn your pages, children. The table below briefly describes the different types of forest found in India. So this is the table given, and this describes the different types of forest that we can find in India. See the type of the forest, its features, its trees and its area. Okay, let us see. Evergreen forest, also called tropical rainforest. So in the map, the part which we can see in dark green color or the evergreen forest, these forests are also called as tropical rainforest. These features are: trees do not shed their leaves and remain green throughout the year. So throughout the year, trees do not shed their leaves. So that is why they remain evergreen throughout the year. That is why these forests are said to be evergreen forest. And trees grown there: tall hardwood trees such as ebony, rosewood and mahogany. These trees will grow there. And areas that we can find these evergreen forest. These dense forests are found in areas that receive heavy rainfall like slopes of the Western Ghats, Northeast India and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So, mainly we receive heavy rainfalls at the places like Western Ghats, Northeast India and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So these dense forests are found in these areas. Next one, deciduous forest, also called monsoon forest. This deciduous forest are also called as monsoon forest. Their features: trees shed their leaves in the dry season. So in the dry season means during most probably summers. So trees will shed their leaves. Teak, sal, sandalwood and mahua. These are the trees we can find in this deciduous forest. So in the map the light green part is all deciduous forest. Okay. And where? In which areas we can find this deciduous forest? These trees are found on the wetter parts of the Deccan Plateau, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Bihar and foothills of the Himalayas. So we can find these deciduous forests in the Deccan Plateau, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Bihar and foothills of the Himalayas. Next one is the thorn forest. Trees have long roots. These thorn forest, these features are trees have long roots, a thick bark, sharp thorns and small leaves. So the main features of these thorn forest are these trees have long roots, sharp thorns and small leaves. Okay, they can survive without or little water for long periods. For during long periods they can survive with or without water or with less amount of water. And what are the trees that grown in this forest are bushes along with trees such as babul, kikar and date palms. So babul, kikar and date palms will grow in this forest. And where do we find these forests? We can find this forest in Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Next one is mountain forest. This forest also called as coniferous forest. Okay. Mountain forest also called as coniferous forest. What are the features of this forest? Tall, cone-shaped trees with needle-like leaves and bare cones. So this forest, the trees grown in this forest are so tall. The shape of the trees are in cone shape and they have needle-like leaves and bare cones. And what are the trees grown in this mountain forest? The snow-covered peaks do not have any vegetation. On coming down, small shrubs are seen. On moving further down, coniferous trees like fir, spruce and pine are seen. So as these are snow-covered peaks, we cannot find any vegetation here. But on coming down, small shrubs are seen on this forest, and on moving further down, coniferous trees like fir, spruce and pine are seen here. Where do we find these forests? We can find these forests in Himalayan region and parts of Nilgiri Hills. Okay. Next one is mangrove forest. This is also known as a tidal forest. What are the features? Forests are found in the deltas of major rivers. Trees have hardwood and special roots that grow above ground. Forests are dense. So these forests are so dense and the forests are found in the major river areas, delta areas. And trees have hardwood and these trees have special roots that grow above the ground. So these are the features of these Mangrove forest are tidal forest. Mm, And what are the trees that grown in this forest? Sundari tree in Sundarbans. Okay. And where do we find these forests? Ganga Brahmaputra Delta. We can find these tidal forests at Ganga Brahmaputra Delta. Okay, children, we will once go through the today's class. We will continue the remaining class in our next class. Okay. Bye, children. Thank you.